in those years, of those small years, first and second grade, development is really important and key. And a lot of students right now are not receiving that because they're at home, which is the safest option, but it's educationally is not the ideal.
HPAC's online tutoring program began last spring in 2020 as an active response to the challenges rising from the transition to online learning as a result of COVID-19. HPAC's online tutoring program provides compassionate and motivating assistance to our students, founded upon the belief that knowledge is freedom and that every child deserves quality education.
Essentially, I wanted to become a tutor because it really speaks to my passion regarding, giving back to my community.
One of the reasons I chose to be a tutor this semester is because I am an education major in college, and I really wanted to be able to step into the field before I go into it professionally and just be able to learn how to teach students with different learning styles and different backgrounds, and just really being able to see how it feels before I have to fully jump into it.
I have received a lot of tutors. I've had a lot of tutors in the past, high school and college, and every single tutor is more or less like it's felt more of like an information exchange. I need this, you help me with this, fine, call it a day, and let's head out. No, for me at least, it goes much more beyond than just the information.
The impact of tutoring on me is really just a big feeling of warmth over their happiness at understanding things. I don't know if you've ever worked with a student and they didn't get it and you see the frustration and then you're able to help them understand it, the happiness that comes from that from them will really radiate onto you. You really feel accomplished because not only were they able to understand it, but it was you that helped them understand it.
Being able to do it is exciting. For science, it's, I would say, awesome because science personally for me was one of my favorite subjects growing up. I wasn't necessarily the best at it, but it was definitely one of my favorite subjects. So knowing that I was tutoring in science was really exciting and something that I hope can teach me how I can help others.
I think tutoring is very important and it brings me a lot of joy to be able to help and be that tool for students. It makes me really happy when students, have a shift of really disliking math, but then finding ways in which it actually can be fun and can work.
What I hope to bring to the table is not just an academic assistance, but more of an emotional assistance as well. Like, let's talk about why reading this is hard. Why is this frustrating? Let's talk about that.
I really love that HPAC kind of tailors their teaching and this tutoring program for elementary and middle school students. I think during that time, these students are sort of figuring out what kind of students they are and what education works for them and what teaching mode works for them. So I think this is a time where we can really understand and learn about students very honestly.
And I feel like HPAC brings more of a community aspect. HPAC really makes the tutoring feel not just like a one-on-one thing, but also you are meeting the families and occasionally you're talking to them. You are having events that students are coming to and that you guys are engaging in.
The level of training that we get from this program is absolutely amazing.
The training that we received for this, it was really helpful. I felt very nervous to be starting a tutoring program, but knowing that there was a meeting where we would be explained how to work with kids and how to be able to help them when they needed it, or how we would be able to receive help, I think was very awesome. I felt like I understood everything that was being told to me. Like, it was step by step and I knew exactly what I needed to do.
I think that having, college students from the community be part of, the tutoring program gives the students who are seeking tutoring, kind of, motivation, kind of, just new ideas and a new person to ask, regarding their education questions or their goals or career goals. So I think it can be really helpful for Hunts Point. And in general, I think tutoring brings a lot of just time and care for students who might not feel that way in the classroom.
Because we're all in the same neighborhood, we all know exactly what we're going through, and sometimes we may even know who's who or who's in the corner of a bodega shop or something.
It's a different kind of experience when a second grader or third grader looks up and they see someone that looks like themselves.
I think HPAC tutoring has a good impact on the community. It really gives students in that community, a lot of students in the area go to the same school, and when they're able to go, and even in class, your fellow classmates notice when you're struggling with something. So when you walk into a class more confident and knowing more about it, or you get an A on a test, it's going to show, and everyone's going to see it. And I really think it's good for the community because it's uplifting the whole community. So it's not really you just learning something, but then you're able to spread that, and the student is able to help somebody else. And that's great. It doesn't just stop between you and the student. It continues through the whole community. And I think that that's really important.